the channel. It's our first video and I'm really excited to share everything that we have going on. We're going to be doing videos about painting, videos about playing D&D, rules, how to create characters, what attributes mean, what skill checks are, that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited to have you guys here, and let's get going. So today's video is going to be about how to get started, what kind of stuff you need to play D&D. A lot of it's extra and you could just do theater of the mind. You don't even need dice, you don't even need to roll. You could just make this kind of stuff up as you go along. As long as everybody's having fun, that's really all that matters. I mean, we use dice because you like to bring a little bit of randomness to your world, and it kind of decides for you. Players say, hey, can I do this? And I say, you can certainly try. We'll see if the dice gods let you. So we'll be running through what you need to get started, what you need to play, some extras, and just some fun stuff and fun tips to kind of get you started. So the first thing you need to get started is going to be the rule set. I mean, like I said before, you don't actually need them, but they're going to help, especially when you're starting out. It's going to kind of give you a baseline to how to play. So Wizards of the Coast actually provides a free online, pretty much starter set. It's got the starter rules, how to kind of create a character. It's going to give you races. So I believe it gives you 3 different races. I think you can choose from elf, human, and dwarf, along with, I believe it gives you the starter base classes. So you're going to get fighter, cleric, wizard, and a rogue. It's going to teach you kind of how to build your character out. It's going to give you some equipment. It's going to tell you the basic rules of how to play, turn sequence, that kind of thing. It's going to give DMs who run the world, your dungeon master, it's going to give them kind of some rule set, how turns go, how that happens, monster stat blocks. It's going to give you kind of the basics, and it'll just help to get you started in the game. Started for you in the game. Now, once you get going, the free rules only provide kind of the basics. So there's 3 things that if you want to continue on, you're going to want to purchase. For players, there's the player's handbook. Now this is going to give you a full list of races, all of them. You're going to have gnomes and halflings, that kind of thing. There's a dark elf in there. It kind of goes into some sub races for those basic races as well. Now classes, it's going to expand from those 4 basic ones that I just said. It's going to give you, I think there's 7 or 8 in there. You're going to have a warlock, a barbarian, that kind of thing. If you're planning on playing more and getting more in depth, this is really going to help to build out your options. So you're going to get to kind of customize a little more. It's going to give you more spells for your wizard that you can kind of expand on. And that's really some of the fun parts of D&D, is kind of customizing your class, customizing your character so that you can do what you want. You kind of make them the way. Now, on top of the player's handbook, for dungeon masters, people who want to run the game, they want to be behind the screen, they want to build the world, build the world where the players will build the story with you. For dungeon masters, there's the DMG, or the Dungeon Master's Guide, and this has more rule sets, how to build the world out. It's going to have magic items that you can give to your players as rewards. It's going to teach you about cities and settlements and how to expand your world and kind of creatively build it. Now, on top of it, you can also get the monster manual. This is going to provide you with a ton of monsters. It's going to go from monsters, beasts like wolves and dire wolves. It's going to give you dragons and zombies. It's going to give you archmages and everything from human monsters that you can throw at your players to mythical creatures, which honestly I never thought of until I started reading through the monster manual. Now the monster manual is going to not only give you these kind of ideas, it's going to provide you with stat blocks for those monsters. It's going to give you how many hit points they have, their strengths, their weaknesses, vulnerabilities, anything like that. So, I mean, you can really if you want, you could build your own monsters. I do it a lot in my games, give them special abilities, that kind of thing. But if you're having trouble coming up with some things, you can usually go into the monster manual, find something that you're looking for, and even build off that. You don't have to take everything, but it helps you kind of come up with some ideas. So it's really helpful. Now, once you have those three supplemental books that add on, but those are the core books. Those are really going to get you started, get you playing, which is really just where you want to be. I mean, D&D's, it's an imaginative game. So really, if you're coming up with ideas, you're having fun, players are having fun, that's really all that matters. You don't even need to use these books. Now, once you have the basics, that kind of stuff, what you're going to need to play the game is a character sheet. You can print this off of Wizards of the Coast as well. I'll provide the links in the comments section. Once you have the character sheet, you built your character, you're going to need dice. Now, the standard D&D dice set comes with 7 dice. It comes with a D4, a D6, a D8, a D10, a D12, and my favorite weapon, the D20. You're going to be using the D20 for most of your rolls. You're going to use it for ability checks, saving throws, attack rolls, magic spells, that kind of stuff. So your D20 is going to be, get a good one because you're going to use a lot of it. You can get dice sets at any local gaming store. I prefer to go and help out my local game store, Gauntlet Games. That's where I get most of my stuff. It helps build the community. They're really nice there. And they can help you out with any questions that you have about rules. Can you get this in? Yes, no, that kind of stuff. So they're really helpful. I'd suggest going to them. If you don't want to go to the store because of COVID, you can go online. You can go to Amazon. You can buy any kind of dice there. Now, if you don't want to purchase dice, you can get a dice roller app. It'll have all the dice that you need. Use work. I mean, they don't give you the same kind of satisfaction, but if you're in a pinch, I'd definitely suggest that. Now, once you're playing the game, you're going to get into a couple battle situations. You're going to want to fight things. You can do it in Theater of the Mind, but sometimes that can get a little confusing. I've had battles with 10, 20 monsters and 3 characters, so it's really hard to kind of see where things are in perspective of the imaginary world. So it's really hard to keep things straight when you're doing Theater of the Mind. So I mean, 1 or 2 monsters, no problem. You can easily describe it. This really works out sometimes. Keeps things fluid, keeps things going fast. Now, for those situations where there's 10, 20, 30 monsters, what I like to use is battle map. So you can pick up a battle map at the local game store again, or Amazon or anything like that. This is something that you can use over and over again, and you use markers to draw the battle map out. You can draw the terrain out. Now, huge pointer, I learned this the hard way, do not use dry erase on these things because it'll be permanent. You only use wet erase. Now, if you don't want to go and spend 30, 40 bucks on this battle map, you can easily use grid paper, print off some grid paper and just use that. Every square is about 5 feet. Depends on the game you're playing, but or how much space you have. So it can be anything, but the general rule is every square is 5 feet. That's kind of how you move. You move 5 feet at a time. Now after this, you're going to want something to represent your characters. This is move around that battle map. You could use anything from coins, bottle caps, dice, but my favorite are miniatures. Now you can get pre-painted ones from anywhere from Amazon to your local game store again. Gauntlet Games is extremely good at this. They have pre-painted ones, and my favorite, they have unpainted. So you can buy these and paint them yourself. Now I do painting tutorials. There's only a couple out right now, but once we get going, I'll be putting more and more out every week. I love playing D&D, but I really love building terrain or painting miniatures. It just gets me out of my real world head sometimes and kind of zens me out. You could also build your terrain. I love doing this. I make it from any household stuff. I use foam core from the dollar store. You can use installation foam, that kind of stuff. I'll put some pictures up at the end of some terrain that I have. Now the last thing, this is something that my fiance told me I should add into this video. It's something to keep all of your stuff together. Now she built me this amazing DM box that keeps my minis, my dice, rulers, pens, pencils. It's got a place for notes to put my notebook so I can pull it out. I can have my DM screen in there. It's really good for traveling. This was super useful when we were playing all together before COVID hit. I could take it to a friend's house, play there. I could play downstairs. I could take it anywhere. So it's good to have this kind of stuff to travel with. For players, I recommend having a notebook that you keep your character sheet, your notes, everything that, because really you should be tracking a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but that ability to bring up something that was 4 or 5 sessions ago and be like, oh wait, I have that. Like, it's an exciting moment. So, awesome guys. Well, thanks for checking this out. I'll be posting more videos. The next video is going to be about how to roll up a character. I'll build one with you. We'll go through everything from rolling your stats to picking your class, picking your race, traits, saving throws, hit dice, hit points, armor class. We'll go through all those so that we can help build you a character and start moving you through to being able to play and really enjoying stuff. So, I mean, some of the notes I want to hit here, kind of in the tail end of this video, is there's no right way to play Dungeons and Dragons. Some groups will play it one way, lots of role play, zero battles. Some groups will play mainly battles, not a lot of role play. It's really it depends how you feel about the game. And there's no right way to have fun. I mean, you guys are using your imagination. It's fake. It's not real. So, like, if you're playing with somebody that says, no, your imaginary game is the wrong way to play it, it's imaginary. There's no wrong way to play it. Like, I mean, just have fun and don't be a dick. That's the cardinal rule. Just don't be a dick. Have fun. Enjoy time with friends. Enjoy time with family. It's really just a time to get out and do things that you couldn't do in real life. Shoot somebody with a firebolt, or jump 20 feet and come down and save the villager from getting eaten by a direwolf, or make friends with an orc, or that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just there to have fun. I mean, there's so many times that we finished a D&D game, and I mean, nobody's saying, hey, remember when you took your action and your character rolled a 40-10 and did 13 damage. No one's ever talking like that after a game. You know what they're saying? They're like, oh, you remember when you were stuck on that bridge and then you jumped off into the river and did a double backflip and landed directly on the merfolk, killed them right there. You saved everybody. It's like, you're the character. It's all imagination. It's what we used to do when we were kids. Like, I know a lot of people who think, oh, you nerd, but like, it's just fun. Just having fun. So really, all I can really say is the best tip, just enjoy. Just sit back, enjoy, buy into it, have some fun. So thanks for joining us at Malnova Chronicles, and I'm looking forward to putting out another video for you guys soon. So have a good day.